Good word. I believe 40-ish after March.
There's a job. You can have a bully who's a job. You can have a.
After we have March through downtown, back here for more music. So right now I'm going to go ahead and introduce the Raging Grannies to bring up another
I went down by the police station.
before we really
They had the ice cream truck. I didn't see the battle truck, but they had the ice cream truck out, and they had all the battle wagons parked right behind it.
Okay, it's good to know, Rich. I've seen a lot of cops on the way up there, over the corner, a bunch of cops, and pair horse cops, and...
Joe, you should have cruised by the police station and seen all their battle wagons parked out there.
I know
and they have the ice cream truck, and they're ready.
Right.
Joe, I heard, they might, or some folks might try to reoccupy.
I don't know, Rich. We'll see, though. Maybe, that might be the word, but we'll see. Yeah.
So basically everybody's going to go home after the march is over?
Well, I think there's another rally across by the Lloyd Center going on. Some union, IWW, something like that going on. That's where some people are going to go over by Lloyd Center. Holiday Park, I think.
No, that's at 4.
At 4? Yeah. So that's where I might head to, too.
There's no free access.
I know. I was thinking a lot about that today. Yeah.
Joe, I just heard, some folks I've heard.
Portland did arrive. The movement here is still alive. Occupiers speak wisdom we can hear. You've made a place in history that's clear. You call out injustice, that is why we thank you, Portland occupied. Yeah! We give you thanks, our From Iraq to Venezuela, the Arabian and Caspian seas, we will pump out all our planet's oil just to fuel our SUVs. We can get 10 miles per gallon as we guzzle gasoline. Since we'll always need a lot more oil, we'll just call out the Marines. We will pave the way for Texaco, for Standard Arco too, and Exxon, Shell, and Amoco, but the cost is paid by you. And the foreigners will lose their land and their lives when we invade, but we'll get gas for our guzzling cars, fight our enemies we've made. From Honduras for United Fruit to anywhere for our banks, we will conquer any place, anytime, until we run out of tanks. So we cultivate our image as we dominate the skies, not to protect rights and values, but big business enterprise. Let's prosecute all the Wall Street banksters now. Let's prosecute We spend billions just to fight their fabulous wars. Not for jobs here, not for health care, and education that's as low as it can go. Corporations making millions, while the poor folks fight obscene wars. So let's show them we mean business. We want peace now. Bring all those billions back home. Let's bring all those billions back home.
One, two, three.
I want to be a corporation. Dead house profit hills will shine. I'll be a person who makes our country worsen. For taxes I won't pay a single dime. When I'm a full-fledged corporation, I'll break the law and not get fined. I'll the Supreme Court, they're my best cohort, my pals and my partners in crime. I'll buy the candidates that you can bet by pulling strings on elected marionettes. If I were a giant corporation, I'd send all the jobs right overseas. I lead the cheering for war profiteering, sell homes to any country that I please. I'll buy the candidates that you can bet by pulling strings on elected marionettes. Hey, out there people, are you listening? They say this is too big to fail. But we're the 99%. Let's get together and dissent and put those greedy bastards all in jail.
So this next tune has a chorus that I'm sure will be familiar to you. So we're going to sing it line by line and have you join us. And then after each two verses, we can all do a chorus together. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Don't you let the old guard fool ya. Don't you let the old guard fool ya. We will stand for justice and equality for all. We will stand for justice and equality for all. The truth is marching on. Remember that. Okay. All right. After each two verses.
Okay. Corporations run the world, it's plain and it is clear. They merge and they acquire so the small fry disappears. We the people lost our power and we want it back. We know Wall Street is on the wrong track. The 99%ers pay the biggest part of tax, while the 1%ers find the loopholes and the cracks. Lobbyists keep their friendship with the politicians tight, raging grannies say, not right. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Don't you let the old guard fool ya. We will stand for justice and equality for all. The truth is marching on. Wall Street banksters sold the loans and they do not regret that people lost their homes because they cannot pay the debt. Banksters still get bonuses that makes us want to shout. Didn't we just bail you out? Why are millions spent on things for illegal, deadly wars? While health and
education system suffer cuts with more. What's proposed to fix the budget that is overblown? Raising interest on student loans. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Don't let the old guard rule ya. We will stand for justice and equality for all. The truth is marching on. Requirements for voting should be simple, not a fight, so every single citizen maintains their equal rights. Requiring so much data for ID isn't fair. So many folks, it just ain't there. What's good for business is the only thing they think about. Now giant corporations, they have all the voting clout. Now Citizens United took away our equal voice. We no longer have a choice. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Sing it out.
No, shall let the old guard rule ya. We will stand for justice and equality for all.
Fully controlled credit unions.
Sing on.
Work together, and we're still learning these lessons. And so as we move boldly forward into our second year as Occupy Portland, I hope again that we take to heart all of those lessons. We learn the lessons of solidarity and continue to practice them, because solidarity is, well, essential. We need to practice solidarity like our lives depend on it, because in fact they do. I am thrilled also to be somebody who works at KBOO Community Radio, one of our co-sponsors today. And KBOO, as you know, is in the midst of our fundraising drive. Maybe you don't know that yet, but we are listener-supported community radio. You can get information about our programming over at our booth here at the
Thank you, Portland. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be to you. That's our Islamic greeting to all our Portland friends here. Today, I'm so excited to see this anti-drone rally here in Portland, especially as I know that there's anti-drone rallies going on in Pakistan and Afghanistan. People over there are suffering in major ways, and they do not have the voice, and we are their voice here in the United States. I have been lobbying against the wars in Washington, D.C. for the last couple of years, and it's been a challenge, as you all know, but this is a presidential election, and we hope to engage our elected officials in this foreign policy discussions, because our economy is draining out of these useless wars. Obviously, when 9/11 happened, it was a sad day for all of us, not only Muslims, but everybody suffered, and we all stood together in solidarity. I'm the co-chair of the Interfaith Council of Greater Portland, which was formed specifically after 9/11 to show that we all can come together as human beings. It's been a hard journey for all of us, but if we work together, we can all heal together. Sadly, since 9/11, 6,500 soldiers have died in Afghanistan and Iraq. That number is twice as many people who died on 9/11. We need to end the troop casualties and bring all of our soldiers home. In our thirst for revenge, we hurt almost 2 million people in Iraq and Afghanistan. They were wounded and injured, and many of them have lost their families' lives and have been crushed, devastated for good. We hope that this revenge will end, this madness will end, and we will be able to help the crying widows, the orphans, the screams of the helpless people who don't have the voice in Washington, D.C. or here in the United States. The U.S. foreign policies and warfare upon the Middle East and Muslim world have been very much not appreciated by the Muslim world, to say the least. They have the right to self-determination. The Arab Spring has been rising. Several Muslim countries are fed up of the U.S. oppression in their countries. We hope that as American Muslims we will be able to engage with our elected officials and help develop the foreign policies. Nobody likes being told what to do, and neither do we have to force our opinions upon the other side of the world. We hope to appoint American Muslim diplomats in Islamic countries. The recent assassination of the Libyan ambassador was a strong call for us to look at our foreign policy and engage Muslim Americans to help with our diplomatic missions abroad. The ethnic cleansing that's been going on and the genocide in Syria and Burma and other parts of the world, the U.S. has an amazing role to play in helping end these conflicts. Sadly, we have not been able to help them. I hope that as this movement grows, we will be able to help the people around the world and be known as peacemakers, what we used to be known for, not the aggressors around the world. And lastly, I'd like to talk about the specific drone casualties in Pakistan and Afghanistan, Yemen, Libya, Somalia, Iraq. We have been using these man-made, these drones that we fly here from Nevada and Florida to control. People have been, it seems like joysticks in video games, like people are actually dying there. You can sit here and play with your joysticks and drop a bomb here and there and think you've killed terrorists. You've actually murdered people, and those people are they hate us. Nobody likes you when you destroy their villages. They live in constant fear. In Pakistan today, there is a rally being organized by Imran Khan, one of the largest political parties there, to speak out against the drone casualties. And the CIA thankfully has agreed not to drop any bombs on that peace rally. But at the same time, the people of that region are so fed up, they don't know what they've done to deserve this. And that nobody deserves to go out on this and support this. And I hope that we all as Americans can come together and change our foreign policies, because we wouldn't want like Pakistan or some other countries to drop bombs over here. If we can't accept sovereign nation rules, if we cannot follow our own rules, why would any other country follow them? I hope we're setting the wrong precedent, and this will not serve our long-term national security in any way. Today we're doing it, tomorrow somebody else might be the superpower and they might use it against us. That we did it, so we dropped just because we find somebody's views to be repulsive or anti-American. That does not give us the right to kill them. Murder is wrong no matter who does it.
Go see Kishner.
In conclusion, I just want to urge, we have a very important election coming up. The U.S. presidential election is going to be interesting. I know many of the people over here have not been very active, but we have to raise our voice through the political process as well. We have to engage in the process. It may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but it's the least we can do. I believe we have to talk to Mitt Romney, we have to talk to President Obama, we have to engage all of our elected officials and help bring all of our troops home. We have an 1,800 soldier deployment coming up here in the Oregon National Guard. We should not be sending any single one of the soldiers from here or in Oregon to Afghanistan. They do not deserve to die over there. They don't deserve to suffer. I'd really like to thank the organizers and thank you all for coming together. I know many of people around the world are watching this and they really appreciate all of your efforts to help give them a voice. And so please, God bless you all and thank you and keep up all your efforts.
And that was Saba Ahmed. The RNC and DNC just a month ago. So welcome, Karen.
I'm so glad to see so many people here, and I'm so glad we have such a beautiful day to let people see that we care and that we're one. So I want to talk a little bit more about the drones that Saba talked about. They were originally just for supervision, surveillance, and then more recently, they made them into lethal drones. So Saba said all those different countries that they're being dropped, and we have 35 people
with the Code Pink delegation in
Pakistan now. They're going to be walking in southern Waziristan to meet the people who are victims, who live with this 24/7. There's drones that they can hear flying overhead, and they never know when they're going to drop and if they're going to be destroyed. And there's so many innocent people, and I'm so glad that now it's coming onto mainstream media and people are really recognizing the folly of the surgical strike that's only going to take out the people that Obama puts on his Tuesday morning target list. It's just ridiculous. If there's somebody that's 16 years old that has hair on their face, they're labeled a militant and they can be shot. And then and they can have this drone strike and it kills innocent people nearby. And then when the humanitarians come, either the Pakistani humanitarians or whatever country, or the people that are there with NGOs, international NGOs, the medics, they come to save those people, and then the drones drop again because they figure if those first people they killed were bad, well, the people that are trying to help them must be bad too, so then they shoot those people. They drop the drones on those people remotely, and it's just ridiculous. It's criminal, and our country's doing it, and we need to stop it. And there's a website that you can go to, and it's droneswatch.org, and it will give you links to signing a petition against these drones. It will give you links to contributing money, because Code Pink is raising money to give to the victims that they're meeting along their trip here. And also in the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, they have a newspaper there that you can get and read more about the drones. And they also, this is the week to keep the space clean for peace, because we don't want our space to be taken over by military. So also locally, we're occupying Portland, and we need to write to our chief of police. We need to call them and we need to ask them, do they plan on having drones here, surveillance drones, or maybe with tear gas, or maybe with some other little deterrents for people who get uppity in the streets. So please go to that website, stopdrones.org. You can read about the trip that the Code Pink people are doing. They're getting so much press. It's just fantastic. And there's the link to pictures, and there's a link to a petition and where you can donate. In one more month, it's going to be the 10-year anniversary of Code Pink, a women-led group for peace. And we've been ranting and raving ever since before Bush decided to strike in Iraq. So hopefully in Portland we'll have a celebration next month, and I'll have a table for Code Pink tomorrow at the workshop that we have at PCC Cascade, which there's programs for at the information booth. So thank you all for coming. Let's have a great time.
Thank you, Karen. It's Karen Boyer from Portland Code Pink. And as Karen was just saying, in fact, this is just the first day of 2 days of action to note these anniversaries. In whether we are celebrating or whether we are decrying, we are coming together to note October 6th and 7th are very important dates in our history. And so tomorrow there is a teach-in. It is at PCC Cascade campus. There's an opening panel at 12 o'clock at the Moriarty Arts Center. There's workshops from 1 to 3, and again from 3:30 to 5. And so you'll want to, learn more, get more involved. This is a great way to come and connect and really dig behind a lot of the topics that you're going to hear briefly about this afternoon. I want to thank some of the co-sponsors of today's event. Co-sponsors like Peace and Justice Works, the Iraq Affinity Group, Occupy Portland at occupyportland.org, Portland Peaceful Response Coalition, Peace Action Committee of the First Unitarian Church, KBOO Community Radio at 90.7 FM, and Cascadians Against the War to start with. So again, thank you all for coming. Bathrooms located at the First Congregational Church behind you and to your, east. And next we have Brian Wilson. Yes, Brian Wilson is a Vietnam veteran, a trained lawyer and criminologist who has been a long-time anti-war activist studying patterns of U.S. lawlessness in foreign policy and in its domestic criminal injustice system. He's an avid hand cyclist He delves in permaculture. He is the author of the psychohistorical memoir, Blood on the Tracks, The Life and Times of S. Brian Wilson. Brian, thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. I don't know how much I can say in 5 minutes, but first I want to start out by saying I think it's important to understand the extent and depth of the militarism in our society. Since World War II, our whole economy has been based on the military and wars. Since 1945, the United States has invaded 390 times in over 100 countries. I know people don't really think about that. That's what I study. I study U.S. imperialism. We have covertly intervened thousands of times, and we've bombed 28 countries. This is all since World War II. We live in a military economy. The political economy is based on militarism. We have a $1 trillion a year budget. This military obsession robs the society both of money and intellectual and psychological energy to devote towards building human community. So we've just deepened the oligarchic structure of what we call America, which is not, of course, democratic at all. We're talking about U.S. America. And this system thrives on creating tensions because the profits all come from the wars. The wars and the military spending just continually deepens the oligarchic structure that makes money on the public money, actually. They make huge profits on public money. We guarantee, as the public, to support the military-industrial complex. And so all war is local, because all of this spending is coming from us. It steals from us, it steals from our community, it steals from our schools, it steals from everything. So all war is local. There's no such thing as war out there. War is affecting everybody right here, every place. So it's local. It's local. War is not a national issue, it's a local issue. It affects everybody. And I think it's important to understand that the capitalist political economy we live in is based on both class, perpetuating class and hierarchy, and it requires expansion through exploitation of other people and the earth. This is the way capitalism works. It's not sustainable, it's irredeemable, it's unreformable. No matter what we call it, it's not something we want to continue supporting. Thus, we have to also then look at ourselves. We have become dependent upon the political system to maintain our way of life. We've become dependent upon the technology that requires oil to facilitate it. We have become distracted by all kinds of entertainment and television, and the political system itself is a big distraction. In my view, really distracts us from becoming real nonviolent revolutionaries. And so I would say that we have to take responsibility for redesigning or incorporating into ourselves an eco-consciousness, an understanding that everything is connected at every moment, everywhere. And that requires, in myself, and I'm sure with most people, a radical shift in the way we have been conditioned to think. We need each other. That's why we have Occupy. Occupy is a dramatic shift from business as usual, thinking as usual, where life becomes perceived as more horizontal than vertical. Leadership is shared, and we actually have to create the new paradigm wherever we are. Every Occupy group in the world is basically rediscovering a new paradigm, because the paradigm we grew up with is totally destructive. And I'll conclude with this. The system, the political economy we call capitalism, and the society we call the United States, and Western societies in general, need to collapse. Without collapse, we are destroying everything. The system is destroying everything, and there's a few of us that are benefiting from it, but mostly we're not benefiting, and most of the people are not benefiting, the Earth's not benefiting, it's not sustainable. So the sooner the system collapses, the better chances we have of survival. And we have to therefore create the new paradigm in the interstices of the existing society. We create the new society here. That's why it's Occupy Portland, not Afghanistan. Thank you.
That's Brian Wilson. So there's a lot going on today. I want to encourage folks, there will be a march starting in about half hour or so, and to encourage people to talk to each other, come back to Szymanski and check out information at the table. Of course, there's also another action today at Holiday Park at 4 o'clock. The IWW is holding a protest for paid sick days for all workers, and that's at Northeast Multnomah and 13th at the Lloyd Center. It's a quick max ride, so you can time yourselves accordingly if you want to hit all things. I want to thank a few more co-sponsors. I want to thank the Portland Burn Survivors, the War Resisters League of Portland. I want to thank American Iranian Friendship Council, the Americans United for Palestinian Human Rights, Peace and Conflict Studies program at Portland Community College. I want to thank the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, the Portland branch, and I want to thank Augustana Lutheran Church, all for co-sponsoring today's event. And there's many more co-sponsors of this event that we'll try to get to before the rally is through. So coming right up now, we have Madeline Elder. Madeline Elder is the president of Communications Workers of America, Local 7901. She's a member of Jobs with Justice and of Portland Rising. She is also a founding member of the Working Families Party. Please welcome Madeline Elder.
Let's go to George Bush's house.
Sisters and brothers, we are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. You can't forget that. Remember that. We're not the 47%. I want to talk a little bit about the Chicago teacher strike. I know that sounds a little bit odd, but it's not. I want to talk about a different kind of drone, the kind of drone that goes to work every day, on time, for their corporate overlords. The Chicago teachers went on strike not because they're greedy, not because they just wanted another vacation. They went out because they saw what's wrong with this country, where a lot of money goes to war and nothing goes to the schools. Here in Portland, classroom size increased. You have less teachers for your children. They're going to learn less, unless of course, we're going to teach them. But I'm saying that the priorities are wrong. If we had jobs, if we had decent housing for everyone, if we had decent health care for everyone, and if we could change our economy based on a green energy and save our environment instead of oil, the whole thing about war is about corporations making profits off your backs. That's all it's about. The workers at Walmart are starting to rise up. The Chicago teachers rose up. It's time that we all rose up. It's time that we looked the corporations in the eye and said, the hell with you and your profits. We need money for our children. We need money for homeless people. We need
for education. We need decent jobs that are green jobs. That help this society. We don't need plastic crap, and we need to get off of the oil. All right. Boy, that was a good rant. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. We really need to stick together. You know, labor's out there. You don't see a whole lot of labor here, but I have to say, they're here. There are people here who stand up to the bosses. I know all of you will do that, because who are we? We are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. Thank you. Thank you, Madeline Elder. I want to thank some more of our co-sponsors. I want to thank Right to Dream 2. I want to thank Right to Survive. I want to thank Recruiter Watch Portland, Little Light of Mine, the Friends Worship Group. I want to thank East Timor Action Network Portland, Portland Justice, PDX Justice Media Productions, Freedom Socialist Party, Oregon Wildlife Federation, Back to the Wall, Veterans for Peace, Chapter 72. I want to thank the Cascadia chapter of the Pacific Greens. I want to thank Portland Alliance, the Flying Focus Video Collective, Radical Women, the People's Activist Cafe, Women in Black, Oak Grove, Peace Vigil, Shelley's Garden, 18th Avenue Peace House, and Living Earth Gatherings. Again, just a handful of the over 60 groups that are sponsoring and endorsing today's activities. So I also want to note that there will be on November 2nd and 3rd, there's anti-austerity actions all over Portland and probably all over the country. These are part of National Days of Action called by the Portland Action Lab and Occupy Portland. Enough is enough. Solidarity against austerity. Again, it's time to change the conversation. No austerity, money for people's needs, not for immoral wars, and not to line the pockets of the greedy. You can find out more information about these actions at occupyportland.org. I want to welcome next Chaz Bashirs. Chaz earned his JD at the Willamette University College of Law and represents the Freedom Socialist Party and the Durham-Lopez Unmillionaire Presidential Campaign. Chaz.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a fantastic gathering. The Durham-Lopez Presidential Campaign is a presidential write-in campaign to build a movement to win improvements under capitalism, defend our rights and liberties, and strengthen the backbone of our class to take back what rightfully belongs to us. I'm here today because I'm outraged by the escalating attacks on civil liberties and constitutional rights. The root cause of these regressive laws is capitalism in crisis, which needs to compound the division of workers through sexism, racism, and homophobia and xenophobia with a crackdown on constitutional rights and our right to dissent. Capitalist democracy depends towards survival on working people believing, as George Novak puts it, that the social system offers broad possibilities of progress and is measurably moving ahead. But that belief is eroding fast, and the system is losing legitimacy. The other prop of capitalist democracy depends on repression, and the less faith the masses have in the system, the more repression is required to subdue them. 9/11 gave Bush and Obama the excuse to put into play a wide array of repressive measures. Under the guise of a war on terrorism, a war is being conducted against workers' democratic rights. Anti-terrorism has become the paranoid rallying cry for war and reaction that anti-communism was for the prior century. Bush and Obama's Patriot Act effectively does away with the right to privacy while giving the FBI, the CIA, INS, and other police agencies sweeping new authority. It creates a loosely defined crime of domestic terrorism. This criminalizes any protest of the rule of profit, whether it's speech, or civil disobedience. It allows government to label these groups, call it criminal activity, and spy. Last Tuesday, a federal appeals court ruled in favor of the government's use of indefinite detention, a defense bill passed by Congress and signed into law by President Obama. Under the guise of fighting terrorism, the last two administrations have filled the concentration camps and torture chambers at Guantanamo Bay, other detention centers, and numerous secret sites with people who had nothing to do with 9/11, terrorist activities, or wars people are being filled into. This is meant to frighten us into accepting a massive curtailment of everyone's civil liberties. But people are fighting back. Cases brought on behalf of Guantanamo detainees by lawyers from the Center for Constitutional Rights, National Lawyers Guild, and others are the background for epic legal struggles. The crackdown on dissent is happening right now, and so is the fight back. First they came for 23 socialists, anti-war, and union movement leaders in the Midwest. Then they came after Carlos Montes, a respected Chicano union and immigrant rights organizer in Los Angeles, and raided homes of anti-NATO march activists in Chicago. Now they've targeted the Pacific Northwest, including several homes of suspected anarchists, and issuing grand jury subpoenas. I'm sure you remember this on the news. One of the targeted, Matt Duran, has been jailed for refusing to testify. People have organized to defend anarchists, anti-war activists, the right to protest government policies, and they form committees. The Committee to Stop FBI Repression sprang up to defend anti-war activists in Minneapolis, and the Committee Against Political Repression is a local Pacific Northwest group active in Portland formed to defend raided anarchists and their resistance to testifying before a grand jury. Our arrested, raided, robbed, and subpoenaed comrades, most of them women, have met police state intimidation steadfastly. No one has agreed to name names or testify to a grand jury. This makes it hard for the poor FBI to file bogus charges and extract information it's not entitled to. Hundreds of civil liberty groups and human rights groups are collaborating to publicize these witch hunts and to organize resistance to them. Their message is, don't talk to the FBI or grand juries. Fight back with alliances in the streets and in the courts. This is what it takes to expose the lies of the government and defeat its efforts to chill public dissent. Pure and simple, these raids and the grand jury hearings are being used to intimidate people whose politics oppose the ruling class's agenda. During a time of economic and ecological crisis that's broadly affecting people all around the world, it's an attempt to push back any movement towards creating a world that is humane, one that meets every person's needs rather than serving the interests of the rich. It's an attempt to push back a movement towards socialism. We can't count on either Wall Street-backed major party to end the Patriot Act, to close Guantanamo, or to stop indefinite detentions. Look where the two parties have gotten us now. That's why most voters feel trapped trying to figure out every 4 years not who will do the most good, but the least harm. Capitalism props up profits through war and attacks on poor and working people. Those who resist and stand up to the powers that be threaten this. So when the government fears fundamental change, it resorts to suppressing those who are fighting for it, even violating the Constitution. Because we cannot count on either of the twin parties of capitalism, we should look elsewhere. The Freedom Socialist Party's Stephen Durham, Christina Lopez presidential write-in campaign stands firmly for freedom of association and speech. It calls for repealing the Patriot Act and indefinite military detention of U.S. and foreign citizens, dismantling the FBI, outlawing covert police spying and repression of free speech activities, including those of international solidarity groups and Occupy Wall Street, and freeing all political prisoners. Ultimately, we need a socialist revolution. Socialism is a system of democracy, planned economy, and equitable distribution of wealth. It requires a movement with a working class program and working class leadership to throw out their CEOs and their cronies. We ask voters on November 6th to vote for the greater good, not the lesser evil. Please stop by the table for the Freedom Socialist Party and our sister organization, Radical Women, and talk more to us.
Thank you, Chaz Bashir. And again, more people to thank We want to thank the American Friends Service Committee. We want to thank Oregon Physicians for Social Responsibility. We want to thank Portland Jobs with Justice and the PDX Bike Swarm. We want to thank the Metanoia Peace Community, the Alliance for Democracy Portland Chapter. We want to thank St. Francis of Assisi Parish. We want to thank Sisters in Strength and Sisters of the Road Cafe and others, so many others. We are getting towards the end of the speakers that we will be listening to before we engage in the march part of today. And again, just a reminder, if you need to use the restroom, the First Congregational Church, a block to behind you and to the east, is the place to go. They welcome us there. I also want to remind you that if you want to learn more about so many of these topics and more besides these topics, you should come to the teach-in tomorrow, day 2 of the actions that are going on this weekend. So there is a teach-in tomorrow and a speakers panel, and that's going to be at noon at PCC Cascade Campus. So the speakers panel is at noon at the Moriarty Arts Center, and then there are workshops, hour-and-a-half workshops following that, 1:30 to 3 and 3:30 to 5. So a full day of getting connected, organizing, and coming together tomorrow at PCC Cascades Campus. Our next speaker is Cindy Avila. Cindy is a migrant from Mexico. She has been organizing for immigrant and women's rights in Portland and California in the Bay Area for over 4 years. She works with her undocumented community and allies to build power and to improve the working and living conditions for the local communities. We thank Cindy.
Sí se puede. So I'm here and I'm dedicated for social justice because I see how our immigrants and undocumented and working class communities are under attack daily due to racist legislation, dehumanizing and unjust laws that separate families and displace working people of color. The economic reforms prompted by the U.S. government through trade agreements such as NAFTA and international financial institutions force and continue to force people to be displaced and migrate to this country. Not only has this economic and political system caused displacement and forced poverty globally, but it has also managed to impose structural and institutionalized systems that exploit, profit off of, and create vulnerable communities in our society. Just looking at the term illegal accurately describes how unequal our economic and social society really is. This racist and dehumanizing categorization signifies how undocumented immigration has become economically embedded in U.S. society. Multi-dollar industries / corporations need undocumented labor to function. This capital system relies on displacement because it creates it. But our immigrant and undocumented communities are fighting back. And you can see this here locally as well. We have youth that are coming out of the shadows. Parents for the first time engaging in civil disobediences across the nation. We have examples of parents in Alabama, parents in Florida, and recently in San Francisco, writing for justice and sharing their stories to talk about how it is to be in the system with this label and lack of resources, and also the difficulty in the work area, not having those rights that enable people to organize and collectively bargain. But we also have allies that are really contributing to the work as well. We have activists coming together, working locally to end the police and ICE collaboration. We have Oregon Dream activists that are getting ready. We're getting ready to walk from Portland to Salem to demand driver's license. Because enough is enough. And we need to stand up together. And we need these political actions and civil disobediences to continue to foster collective power. And because at the end of the day, all of our struggles are interconnected, whether they're here locally, nationally, or globally. And one attack in any of our communities is attacking all of our communities. So all I want to say is only through this collective power and multi-phase solutions made possible through bottom-up organizing, we truly bring justice to our current struggle. For these reasons and many more, I fight for equality. And the fight will not stop until all of our communities are treated with dignity, respect, and justice. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy Avila. I've grown during this. Okay. We are down to our final speaker. I want to make a few more announcements and thank yous to endorsers, etc., endorsers and sponsors. We want to thank Occupy Beaverton. We want to thank Occupy Estacada. We want to thank Vincenti's Pizza, Sister Spirit, Northwest Vets for Peace, Civil Liberties Defense Center, Portland IWW, Portland's Industrial Workers of the World, the Jericho Project, the International Socialist Organization, the Portland Central America Solidarity Committee. We want to thank No Nukes Northwest, the Portland National Lawyers Guild. We want to thank Code Pink Portland. We want to thank Occupy Gresham. We want to thank Occupy St. John. We want to thank Food and Water Watch, the Jewish Voice for Peace, and Oregon Grassroots for Gary Johnson, and others, many others. As we are moving forward into the time that we will be marching momentarily, if you want a copy of the march route, you can pick up one of these lovely blue flyers. Jack is passing them out amongst the crowd. He's in the center. You can grab one from Jack. You can also get one from the information booth. All right, so I also want to say that, we do need some money to keep activities just like this going. So there will be, in fact, people collecting money. They will have buckets just outside the park as the march starts. They'll look a lot like this fella. The bright green shirt, the bucket, the signs. Know these signs, and in fact part with some of your money, because it does take money to keep the movement going, to print things, to all of that. So, thank you very much for being here. I want to encourage everyone to give their full attention right now to our last speaker. We're about to hear from Ajamu Umi. He's an organizer who is engaged on the groundwork for political, economic, and social justice on 3 continents and the Caribbean. He is the chair of the Black Working Group in Portland, and he's the author of the social justice novel entitled Find the Flower That Blossoms. Ajamu.
Hey, how y'all doing? All right. If we talk about war and we talk about the United Snakes invading other countries, we have to be honest about what that means. And what that means is we are 100% in support of the people of Afghanistan. 100% in support of the people of Afghanistan. Because y'all know, if somebody took up guns, black boot, stomped your door in, kidnapped your family, you wouldn't be saying, we have to support the truth. You would be saying, I'm going to run these people out of my house by any means necessary. So we have to 100% support the people of Afghanistan. I know some of y'all can't handle that, but that's the truth. And I agree with the previous speakers. Capitalism is a backward blood-sucking system. It's got to be destroyed. It's got to be destroyed. Now, if you ask me, and I'm up here, so you're asking me, it can't be destroyed through any kind of pleading and working within the system. The system is corrupt. It's got to be destroyed. That cannot happen anyway except masses of people rising up and seizing power and creating, as the previous speaker said, a socialist state. Because the question can only be answered two ways. Who will own and control the means of production? Who will own and control the means of production? The question can only be answered two ways. Either some will own it or everybody will own it. That's what it's all about. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. So, how do we go about doing that? This has been 1 year since Occupy started. We have got to turn up the fire. We've got to continue to organize. We've got to bring people who have never engaged in any political action into this process. We've got to be talking to people who are doing nothing except watching LeBron James. Nothing except looking at their 4G phone. Nothing except looking at American Idol. Those are the people we got to go get right now today. We've got to convince them that they've got to be a part of this process. Is that right? We've got to do that. Now, we're doing that a number of ways. We're seizing houses in Northeast, putting people in them. We're patrolling the MAX trains. We're interfering with police when they're harassing people. We're doing a number of things like that. We're creating a community agreement that says in the community that we don't want one empty house. We don't want any more evictions. We want people to have quality places to live. But you don't have to do it that way. You can do it whatever you want. Maybe you think the election is the answer. I'm not going to tell you it isn't. But whatever you believe, we've got to get more people involved in this process. We can't just have a march and rally and then go have a beer. That's not going to give us what we need. We can't just have a march and rally and then go watch sports on TV. We've got to turn up the heat. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your bankrupt cousin next door, your children, everybody's got to be involved on some level in this movement. On some level. You got the holidays coming up. You can't just sit there and talk about Turkey. You got to talk about how this land was stolen from the native people. And we got to support their struggle for self-determination. You've got to take every opportunity to bring consciousness to this struggle. And if we do that, if we stick together, if we don't let them divide us, don't look at me and say, well, he's anti-capitalist. I can't talk to him. You got to talk to everybody that's trying to make a positive difference. We've all got to talk and build this movement. So that's our task for today. When you leave here today, two things. No, number one, we've got to organize as many study groups as we can so we can study this problem and understand it. We can't just say, well, we got to bring the troops home. No, we've got to support the people of Afghanistan. We've got to support the people of Iran. We've got to support these people. Because you know if somebody came in your house, you'd want somebody to support you. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. We can't lie about it. We got to be honest. That's what people around the world are looking for you to do in this country, is stand up to these beasts, stand up to these monsters, stand up to these criminals, these thugs, and these crooks. Stop letting them tell you that young people that look like me are gang members. The gang members are the people that run this society. They're the thugs, they're the crooks, they're the criminals. Stop being afraid of me. You have nothing I want, and I have nothing you want. Whether you like it or not, we're in the same boat. You might want to look and say, well, I don't want to associate with that black man. We're in the same boat, y'all. Whether you like it or not. Right here. You might have been a few steps ahead of me a few years ago, but right now, we're all looking around at each other right now. So we have no choice except to organize together and build. And we're doing that in our organizations here. The Blazing Arrow organization is doing that. We're bringing together youth of all nationalities to organize for justice and revolution. Don't be afraid of revolution. It's a good thing. Revolution is a strong thing. It's a positive thing. It's something we need to make positive change. Y'all know that because they taught you in school that there is an American revolution and you were supposed to support that. But when the masses of people rise up for revolution, now it's a bad thing? No, it's still a good thing. It's a better thing. Because we're more revolutionary than old George Washington and Pat Henry could ever be. Because they were stealing people's land and all we're talking about is justice. So that's all. Build study groups. Go to different organizations. Join an organization working for justice. Don't be afraid to stand up for truth. That's all we have is each other. Forward ever, backwards never.
Thank you, Ajamu. So we're about to get ready for this march. Are you ready? We need about 5 people who want to come forward and help to carry this here banner at the front of the march. We need about 5 people. If you want to be one of those, please come over to this side of the stage and meet with these fine folks that are now liberating the banner over the back of the stage. They will be wanting your assistance right about there. We also have signs at the corners of the park. If you did not bring a sign of your own, you can get a sign at one of the corners over here on either side of the stage and carry a sign. I want to let you know that the route is about 46 blocks long. It starts at this corner. It heads east a block on Salmon, then up Broadway with some chants at the Oregonian, then east on Columbia, north up 4th, where we'll hear a speaker at the City Hall and Wells Fargo area. Then we'll loop around the Occupy blocks with some chants again at Chapman and Lonsdale, and then chanting at the Federal Courthouse and Justice Center, looping around those buildings with more chanting at the World Trade Center on 2nd. Continuing up 2nd to Burnside, turning left, hearing a speaker from the Right to Dream 2 camp, and then heading up to Broadway with chants at Pioneer Square before returning here at about 3:30. There's going to be more music and more opportunities to talk with each other and build this movement. Again, tomorrow, more opportunities to talk to each other and build the movement at PCC Cascade. That's at noon. I hope to see many of you there for a teach-in and speakers panel. Right now, getting ready for this march and rally. If you want one of the programs for today with the, what do we call that, the routes printed within, you can get one from Jack holding them on high right here, right in front of me. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you back after the march and rally. Of course, there is the paid sick days action as well at Holiday Park at 4 o'clock, sponsored by the IWW. If you'd like to split off, it's an easy match right away, and you can accomplish many acts of solidarity in one day, fighting this corrupt system and showing that people really have the power. Thank you all for coming.
No, I just want to sit on this side of you. Okay, gotcha. How's it going?
Veterans for Peace.
Hey, what's up there, Joe?
All right, chapter 72.
That's us.
That's good.
Media outlet. Oh, no.
I'm on by it. Here we go.
I know, right? It's amazing.
You gotta stop eating like this.
Yeah, we really do.
You know, we need to stop meeting like this, gentlemen. But until things change, we will continue meeting like this over and over and over again. Unfortunately,
Who's this handsome guy?
I'm a free speech advocate.
Free speech advocate, yes. Thank you.
I'm really concerned. They had a shooting in New York 2 days ago that very much parallels Keaton Otis. It was cops that were already involved in pursuing a warrant, so they're all keyed up. And the other thing that's interesting is that in this case, the cops shot an unarmed man behind the wheel, and they said the woman in the back seat turned out to be an off-duty officer. And she said they didn't give him time to raise his hands. And so through your good work, I think that's what we're able to find out with Keaton Otis. There was no time for reaction or compliance.
no worries.
So make yourself useful.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, Joe, the reason why the cops are here because there's a wait to see what happens after 6 o'clock.
Think so, Rich? We'll see too.
Yeah. Joe, there's the old ice cream truck sitting up there.
Way up down the street up there, huh?
Yeah. Joe's having the Robles or somewhere nearby.
Oh, you know it, Rich. They are.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah.
Money for jobs and education, not for war and occupation.
He already used up that hope and change that fooled everybody. He can't use it this year. He has to lie a little harder.
Good, right?
The Portland Police Bureau was recently slammed for its systematic failure to treat people with respect. That pattern showed itself in those parks last fall, in Shemansky Park last winter, and it continues to show itself right here every day.
Yeah, baby!
To try to shift the blame onto a broken mental health system is a supreme irony, as the City Council's callous refusal to allow people to simply sleep, combined with the day-to-day behavior of the police toward people who try to sleep on the streets, are contributors to mental health crisis in the first place. It is a self-fulfilling situation. One need only consider what it is like to get a single bad night's sleep to begin to grasp the reality of this torturous city policy. It is not forgotten that this situation is due to the misuse of our wealth to enrich a few thieves and to murder many innocents.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, yeah. When the occupied camps were cleared last fall, the poorest were once again removed from the political process. By being leaderless, Occupy creates an opportunity for the poor to lead in the battle for civil rights, their own as well as others. And to overlook the needs of the most poor is to start in the wrong place. Before I join you and we remarch, I want to leave you with one thing. A new study done by Fairness and Accuracy in Reporting states that poverty barely registers as a campaign issue. Out of 10,489 campaign stories over 6 months, 17 of them dealt with poverty in a substantive way. And overall in the media, less than 1% of stories deal with the issue of poverty.
The media lies and they suck!
Oh, shit!
Preach it down.
Again, on behalf of the End the Camping Ban Vigil, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your march and solidarity.
All power to the people. Our state. We are.
Happy War Year.
What's your name, by the way?
My name's Tom, man.
Charles.
Nice to meet you, man. Hard to meet everybody. It's good they're all here, though.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye here at the start of this because these guys are going to come in here. There's a couple more to the side here.
Well, I'm getting in.
All right. All right. Peace, brother.
Got video.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the horse cops, riot cops. Oh, are they?
Riot cops back there.
Right there probably is, yeah, yeah. Yeah, gee whiz. Oh yeah. You got something up there. Yeah. It's a permanent. Sure, yeah.
Are you doing that?
Homeless people. Dan Thompson is commissioner. Drone war. Hazardous people. No occupy. Okay, so I'm going to give you to Mark Hubbard. He's going to be our speaker of the day. So
Come on, the Occupy! Hey! All
we are here to celebrate your birthday, our birthday, to stand up against our government and speak on what we need to speak about. The injustice that's going on in the world today. Here, there, against us, against them. And that means everybody. Every creed, color, our brothers, our sisters overseas. We need to stand up to a government that says oil is more important than blood. Currency is more important. This is wrong. My brother reminded me about something, my dad, who was a World War II veteran. He would have stood up and said, boo on this government. He would have cried, bullshit, against the government for fighting an unjust war. And that's what this is really all about. We want to thank everybody in Occupy for stopping by. Find your voice. Stand up. All right? It's not enough to stand and stare and watch this go on against everybody. We need to stand up for those who need a better workplace, a better work wage, better Medicare. We need to stand up for the aged. We need to stand up for the young. We need to stand up for each other. Yeah, Occupy! Thank you. Go get them, baby. Go.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? This has been a great march. We've had a great time. And now it's time to get down to some serious business as to why we are here. There's a lot of injustices that are going on, and corporations have taken over humanity. They have called themselves people. But people bleed. People get hungry. People are dealt with injustices in this world in which we are all now looking in the face of poverty. That is the conversation that won't be spoke about. Poverty. And it begins with your health care first, because without your health, you can't do anything. Is that right? If you ain't healthy, you can't go get a job. If you ain't healthy, you can't fight that case. If you ain't healthy, you can't provide for your family. So health care is why we are here. Economics, jobs. They talk about green jobs. Well, you saw the debates, and there was no discussion of such. It is our responsibility to push the conversation to green jobs for a green economy. Don't you agree? So I can speak on and on, because I feel like this, everybody in the United States of America needs to get a Social Security check, because we all got mental health issues. And that was brought on by this government to place issues of that nature on us, and now they want to put fluoride in your water. Fluoride is a way of controlling people. It controls people. It makes them docile. It cuts down the testosterone level in men. We don't want fluoride in our water. If it ain't broke, why the hell are we fixing it? Somebody wants some big bucks. The fluorine people have got to deal with the mayor and say, hey, we got a lot of excess waste over here called fluorine. If we can put it in the water, we can make $600 million. And they bit into it because this city is a business. And we have to look at it as being a business. We have to approach it as a business, and we got to beat business on business levels. Ain't that right? So we demonstrate today to show our displeasure with the movements of America. We demonstrate today to show our displeasure with the situation of Afghanistan. We can rebuild this whole nation. We brought all our troops home. If we brought all the troops home, we can rebuild this nation, our freeways, our highways, and provide jobs for our working family. People want to work. But as our good friend said, 47% of y'all don't want to do nothing. Yeah, and he ain't concerned with you. But we are concerned with him. And we are concerned with our livelihood. And we are concerned with our children. And we are concerned with our future. But I tell you what, they say that in the future, Social Security will be gone. Well, for our youth. That's a lie. That's a lie. Don't you ever believe it. We have worked hard for Social Security, right? All our lives we put into this government, right? And now they want to rape us, steal us, cut our blood, suck our blood. They want everything that we have got. And they want our children to prioritize them and put them in prisons and control the economy in the way that they want to, but what they forgot is that we represent humanity. Let me introduce myself. I failed to do that because I got so enthralled with everything that's going on here. You guys are excited. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm telling you, this has been a great march. But my name is Woody Broadnack, and I'm your congressional candidate for District 3 here in the Northeast community of Clackamas, Multnomah County, not Clackamas, but Gresham, Multnomah County, and Milwaukee. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to bring a fire to this Congress that if they're coming back with obstruction, I'm going to be obstructive. I'm not going there to make friends.
Hello, everyone. I am Mama Chewy. Power to the people. I am a dreamer and Right to Dream 2 behind me. And we are a houseless community. We also help the houseless. We give them food, we give them shelter, we give them resources. They get undisturbed sleep. I like this woman's sign, please lie, people die. Okay? Because they don't get no sleep. They don't get the things that they need. And that's why we are here, to help them get the things they need. Am I right? Power to the people! We are the 99%. And we also are having an open house at Right to Dream 2 Wednesday, October 10th. It is our 1-year anniversary. The city thought they could get us out of here, but they couldn't. We are still here, and we're going to be here for another year. So, kiss my behind.
Okay, we're going to march on, folks. Remember, up with the people. Down with capitalism. Up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism. Boom, boom. Up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism. Boom, boom. Up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism. Boom, boom. Up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism. Boom, boom. All right, thank you.
I'm also hoping a best so you got me. We love you, Right to Dream.
She's standing khaki clothes.
Oh, okay.
On the wall.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Here we are again.
Huh?
Here we are again.
I've been watching a lot of your videos on YouTube.
Good.
But there's actually, I don't know if it was the glitch or if it was YouTube when it was loaded up. Well, yeah. I can't remember.
Did one of them have like a big long black top?
I think so.
I passed it around, so I didn't want to take it down.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like later on. That teach me to do that at 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning?
You better.
talking about.
Whose street? Our street. 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 Here everyone street. Whose street? Our street. Here everyone street. Tear up the concrete.
Applesauce back. Kill applesauce. Well, it's in it right now.
Stop up there!
What up? Sorry, just caught up.
doing it. Let's find it.
Two more.
Okay.
Tall one, too.
Good, okay.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had fun watching the police. Occupied. I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. The 1-year anniversary of Occupy Portland. Occupy Portland, not Afghanistan. Thank you very much. We have some
This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I rode and rambled and followed in footsteps. In sparkling sand, in diamond desert, and all around me I heard a voice saying this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest, from the Gulf Stream water, this land was made for you and me. All right. As I wander where the sun was shining through here, and the fog was drifting, and the clouds were rolling, and the voice was crying. This land was made for you and me. Here we go. This land is your land. This land is my land.